Well, our moms think we're funny.
Hello. We wanted to let you know that we recorded this episode in the car during a road trip. The audio is not as good as we would like, but it was too funny not to post. We hope. Anyways, enjoy all you sexy pieces of meat.
Right, hi, I'm Acomi.
Hey everybody, this is Turk182.
Welcome back to Our Moms Think We're Funny. So, we are on our way to go to a concert. We're gonna go hear, Phil Collins.
Yep.
I was gonna spitball and say a wrong name, and I totally blanked on one.
Wow.
Just because I wanted to see how you would react, and I just completely failed on that, so...
We're gonna go see Not Quite Peter Gabriel.
See that? Oh, damn it, that's what I wanted to say. It would have been like Peter Gabriel or something, just to... Here you go. No, it's Phil Collins, but... Yeah, no, we're going to hear Phil Collins, so...
Yeah, Peter Gabriel used to be the lead singer of Genesis.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not quite Peter Gabriel.
Okay, so, we decided to just kind of do something a little more casual, a little more relaxed, because I think a lot of our more recent podcasts have had a lot of structure to them. We've done like top 10 lists and things like that.
I do like our top 10 list.
Those are a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing those. And of course we've recently done some like read-throughs of like Choose Your Own Adventure stories, things like that.
And we've done some that weren't as funny as we thought they were going to be. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's not funny at all. Now I feel bad about my life.
Yeah, we've been airing, well, of course, I mean, I'm sure there's, like, certain people listening to this who are going to be like, are you ever funny? But,
Damn it, Mom!
but yeah, no, we were talking, and I decided that I wanted us to talk about, like, different types of fictional worlds, because I know that we've talked before, Turk, about, like we'd be playing video games and just saying, man, I would not want to live in this world.
Oh, yeah.
And I know, like, specifically you've said that about Fallout, of, like, I would not want to live in the world of Fallout.
No. I mean, it's fun to play, especially knowing that when I screw up and I die, that, obviously I can start over again, even if I have to start over, like, I don't know, like, way back, and I'm like, damn it, I gotta go and do all this stuff again.
Right.
But I do still have that option.
Right, yeah.
But living in a world where mosquitoes are like, 3 or 4 feet long and have like these big giant like lobster claws for stingers. No, I don't want to live in a world like that. That's not fun at all.
I definitely wouldn't, and I think my statement when we've talked about this in the past is that I would not want to live in the world of Pokemon, like, at all, because, it all seems like sunshine and roses when you're playing the game, but then you actually read the descriptions of these things. It's like, Beedrill is a fucking 3-foot tall wasp. I'm not living in that world.
Yeah, Beedrill somehow either, like, crossed over from the world of Fallout into Pokemon, or vice versa. He was like, you know what, this world is too tame for me, but all these gotta catch them all, throw them, but I'm gonna go over to Fallout and just wreck some shit.
So yeah, but are there any video game worlds you would actually want to live in, Turk?
A video game world I'd want to live in?
Yeah.
Well, so I guess it depends on what I am. Am I the current me living in that world? I would think that I would have to have some kind of adjustment to myself to live in that world.
Yeah, I think your body would adapt to whatever world you were in. So, like, if you lived in the Mario world, you would apply Mario physics, that kind of thing.
I definitely don't want to live in a Mario world. I mean, just grocery shopping would be a nightmare. Like, yeah, I'm going to go pick up some milk. Oh, I'm sorry, the whole milk has been found in another grocery store. Shit.
Yeah, but, like, you just find money floating in the air, so that's not too bad.
Well, yeah, but in that world, there's only 2 people. Imagine if there's, like, a whole bunch of people, like, you going around hitting bricks, like, oh, damn, that one's tapped out. That one's tapped out. You spend, like, you wouldn't have a job. Your job would be running around trying to find bricks that haven't been tapped out yet just so you can pay rent.
Yeah, that's why Mario stopped being a plumber.
And knowing me, like, my landlord would be going around just, like, hitting all the bricks and everything, just like, ha 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 ha. Now, you'll never be able to pay me. I don't know how that would benefit him, but, whatever. He's a video game character. His logic is flawed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can think of a couple of worlds I would want to live in video game-wise myself, but I was kind of interested in your take.
Well, so I'm trying to think of so the PS4 Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of a cool world to live in, but that's really no different from the current world we live in, just with Spider-Man and superhero villains.
Right,
In which case, I'd just still be me, and there really would be no difference except for, hey, there's superheroes and supervillains in New York.
Right, yeah.
You know,
which you are not there, so...
Right. So it's kind of like right now. There could be a bunch of superheroes in New York I just don't know about because I'm not there.
Yeah, and see, I think that's an important distinction here is that in none of these questions that I'm thinking of, I don't really think of us as like taking the role of the protagonist.
Right.
It's just that you're living here, and the particular logic of that world applies. So it's like, no, you wouldn't be Mario, but you could still collect power-ups, and that would be fun.
I wouldn't want to live in the Mortal Kombat world either.
God, no.
Because you just have, even though you decide characters, the regular people, you don't really see any of them, but you do have, people Johnny Cage's daughter is like a special agent or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's been running around fighting people like Kano. He can just rip your heart out of your chest and curl up into a ball and fly through the air. That's just uncanny. It's just bizarre. No, I don't want to live in that world either. Because even though you're not directly involved with the Mortal Kombat, there are people out there that just suddenly, oh, hey,
yeah,
my sensei taught me to do this. I can teleport and breathe fire. So, no.
Would you ever want to live in the Street Fighter world?
No, because probably whenever a fight broke out, I just have to stop what I'm doing, just sit in the background, just pump my fist up and down, yeah.
I mean, that doesn't sound like a bad life to me. But...
Except for I'm trying to get a movie starts in 15 minutes, all of a sudden a fight breaks out. Shit, I'm gonna be late for the movie.
Can you imagine having to give that excuse to your boss as to why you're late? It's like, I'm sorry, some Japanese guy and a fucking green Brazilian started fighting in the streets, and I couldn't get my car through.
Japanese guy, green Brazilian. Well, you're fired. The only good part about that is if it happens so often that they really are aware, if you are running late, you just be like, you just tap the guy on the shoulder and move out of the way. He thinks it's the guy behind him, and then a fight breaks out. You're like, another fight broke out. I don't know what's going on. Man, I need to find a different route to work, boss.
Pretty sure Street Fighter stuff was always broadcasted on TV, wasn't it?
Could be.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that was like a known tournament, which I don't know the Street Fighter games that well, so...
Yeah, the games don't really tell you that it's a contest. I mean, so when I think Street Fight, I don't think of things something that's planned. It's like, Did you read the packet?
Look at me, I'm fighting a car.
I didn't say you're fighting a Honda, I said you're fighting E Honda, I said you're fighting a Honda.
So
I'm trying to think, I'm thinking through all the games, because the bad thing is the games that I like are not like Animal Crossing.
Right. I would love to live in the Animal Crossing world.
All you do is just fish all the time, isn't it?
Well, you collect stuff too. So, you could catch bugs, you could dig up fossils, you could just, establish a pretty good living, doing, turnip trading and vegetable harvesting and stuff like that.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
That sounds really peaceful. And yeah, you wind up getting in debt in that game. They just kind of decide, oh, hey, we've decided to expand your house for you. Here's your new mortgage. But it's also you got 0% APR on that, and you can pay whenever you want to.
I think you're confusing peace with quiet.
Quiet sounds pretty good, too.
And that's Ultron's line from Age of Ultron.
Oh, yeah. See, the last time I watched Age of Ultron, you and Wally were arguing over the finer points of it, so I didn't actually hear any of the dialogue because I was laughing at you guys.
I just love Ultron's dialogue in general.
He's great.
I love Ultron's dialogue. I just will randomly be sitting at home and I'll be like, children! I lost the word there.
Would you want to live in the world of Marvel versus Capcom?
No. Because every 5 years, the worlds are merging and something's trying to destroy, us. And no, probably not.
Yeah, I think you've got a better chance of being able to do some cool shit in a world like that. Because Street Fighter, it's you've got to be especially trained and stuff like that, and you've actually got to put yourself through that stuff. But then the world of Capcom. Depending on which Capcom game you're coming from, it's easier in general. Because, they had, Phoenix Wright as a character.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's like, okay, well, you know, he went to law school, but he never had to learn how to fight, but he can still fight.
Throwing legal documents at people.
Yeah.
Injunction!
That's really funny. Yeah, I liked playing Phoenix Wright. Or like, you know, Mayor Hager, any of the Darkstalkers characters. Like, you've got a pretty good chance of just being born this exceptional being that can do crazy shit.
That's what you want right there.
Oh, to live in the world of Darkstalkers? Hell yes.
Because you just look at Morgan all day long.
Oh man, I would die, but I would die very, very happy.
So I'm gonna throw a wrench in your monkey here. Felicia means that the furry community is even bigger.
Yeah, but it's Felicia.
Just saying. I mean,
I think pretty much any of these video game worlds, the furry community is bigger. Just like, imagine living in the world of Sonic.
Just saying, like, you know, look at my new OC character, Felicia Chu.
I'd be into it.
Yeah.
I'd get over it. Would you want to live in the world of Sonic?
No, God, no.
I guess the big thing there would depend on, like, would you be one of the normal people from, like, the Sonic Adventure games, or would you actually be a Sonic character?
I'd say neither. None of them.
I wouldn't mind being a Sonic character.
So I'm really trying to think of, like, games that I played or games that I know of where I'm not the protagonist, right? So I'm just a guy living there that it would still be kind of like worth it to live in that world. So let's say for example, if I live in the world of Contra, right?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the whole jungle adventure stuff, but let's say that the two characters like fail. Next thing I know, I got aliens all over the place that are just that kind of sucks. So that's the thing is, like, you have to think of, like, if these people fail at their job, like, you may not know any of this stuff that's going on, but if they screw up, it's game over.
Oh yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
So as I'm thinking, like, it would be fun, but like, what would be fun? What would be fun? What would be like a good world to live in, where we still have a little bit of that excitement?
Yeah.
But I don't have to be, like, right there in the ship.
Punch Out. I would totally live in the world of Punch Out. Because, like, you've got people with some pretty crazy good abilities, but they're also not, like, super villains either.
Yeah, but then you just watch them on TV.
Unless you become a fighter.
Well, not everybody can be Little Mac.
Yeah, that's true, but I'd settle for being a Glass show.
No, I'm trying to think.
Of course, racism is very alive and well in the world of Punch Out.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't want to live in the. I wouldn't want to live in the world of Double Dragon.
Oh God, no.
Where you just walk up on the street and just punch a woman in the stomach and throw her over your shoulder and be like, "She's mine now." Like, no, don't want that.
Yeah, no, I would not want to live in the world of Double Dragon just because there's people like a Bobo and Linda to just fuck your day up. But it's like, if you can beat everybody up, then your girlfriend is yours forever, so that's pretty nice. What about the world of River City Ransom?
That's kind of the same thing, but not really. But
I guess,
because everybody wore the same outfit.
Yeah, and you couldn't really travel from city to city. If you're actually in a city with enough stores, you'd be okay, but traveling in between cities would really suck.
Yeah, plus, I would get so confused between which store. I'm like, okay, which of these stores had, like, the milkshake? Is it this one? No. Is this one? No. Like, this is the one I just left. No, this is no.
So, a couple of, like, because you mentioned Animal Crossing, I said I'd like to live there. I would definitely like to live in the world of the Harvest Moon games, which I know we've talked about Harvest Moon and you've never seen anything out of that. It's extremely peaceful. Now, the downside is, in order to live, you'd have to be a farmer.
Yeah, I'm not down for the farming.
But it's also, like, in-game, it's also a lot easier to be a farmer there than it would be in real life.
So I'm going through, like, the games that are on my shelf, or the ones I've downloaded. Resident Evil, nope.
Oh, God, no.
Days Gone, nope. We already said Fallout, that's a big nope.
Would you want to live in the world of SSX Tricky?
Yes. Yes, I would. Even if I wasn't a snowboarder, just the idea that, like, once a year for the big tournament, like this whole city of Japan is just is dumped with snow. So it's like, oh my goodness, yes.
I could see that. I would want to live in the world of snowboard kids. That would be pretty fun.
Oh, I wouldn't mind living in the world of Pepsi Man.
Oh God, really?
Yeah, just Pepsi just on the streets. Oh, it's everywhere.
See, I guess I'm not much of a Pepsi drinker. If it were like vanilla orange Coke, yeah, I would be all about that shit.
God, except for when you're in trouble, you gotta call Vanilla Orange Coke Man. Say like, that goes back to a Tiki Tiki Tabby thing. It was like,
Ricky T. Rimbo, no Sharimbo.
Yeah. Tiki Tiki Timbo. Yeah. So yeah, no. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I like to think that just like Coke Man specifically has like all the different iterations. Kind of like Pepsi Man has different uniforms, so he would just like switch over to Coke Zero Man or Vanilla Orange Coke Man.
Now, if I was living in the '80s, then I would definitely want to live in the world of Coke Man.
Would you want to live in the world of Yo Noid?
No.
I would.
You just gonna let that go?
What do you mean, no?
No, me in the '80s with the Coke Man.
Oh no, I mean we've already had that conversation. I already know that you're a wannabe cokehead. I get it.
I am. I know you're a wannabe jerky jerk cokehead. But no, I'm trying to think, what would be like a cool game that would be like, because obviously if you're going to live in one of these games, you want to be some way involved.
Yeah.
But not one of those guys who's like, the whole world depends on you.
Yeah. Well, see, that's why I like the idea of something like Harvest Moon, just because Harvest Moon 64 was one of my favorite games growing up. And like, just the environments are beautiful, just like everything, it's like Animal Crossing, it's really peaceful.
You really make me rack my brain trying to think of like other games I have. Here's one. So the game that hasn't come out yet, Cyberpunk 2020.
You would want to live in that world?
I would love to live in
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk 2020.
Oh my god, dude. Hell no.
What?
I would not want to live in that world. Of course, you want cybernetics, and I
do
don't.
want cybernetics.
That's
so bad.
That's the difference here, is that you see cybernetics as like this really good thing that can happen to you, and I see it as, you tried turning it off and back on again. Okay, now have you upgraded your drivers? Okay, great. Guess we're gonna have to order you a new arm.
Well, I'm not gonna have a freaking Windows 10 like cybernetic arm. or freaking Apple was like,
Well, what are you gonna get, a
like,
Linux?
I'm sorry. He's like, masturbation's not allowed through the Apple policy.
Can't let you catch a virus.
So,
I mean, like what? That leaves you to get like a Linux arm or something.
I don't know. Maybe somebody will come out with a better, like operating system or
get yourself a nice Samsung arm that's gonna burst into flames.
Yeah, I don't want that where anybody on there that can make up like apps or whatever. This new app, turns your finger into a stylus or whatever, and it turns out it's just a virus so that people from foreign countries can hack into your arm and see all the people you've been waving to. I don't know. But yes, I mean, just thinking about like cyberpunk and cybernetics, my pants are tight.
The only good thing I can think of about living in that world is that you've got Keanu Reeves trying to overthrow everything. But that's not so different than the world we live in now.
Right. He's just more subtle about it.
Yeah.
I like that he's playing the long game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people already revere him as a god, so he's pretty far into it. But at this point, did you see that interview he did with the guy where he was talking about like how he's a method actor and he really gets into his characters, and the interviewer was like, have you ever thought method acting is somebody who can actually act? And Keanu Reeves was like, well, right now I'm acting in the role of somebody who's actually having fun in this interview. How am I doing?
So I'm trying to think, what a big good one to be in? Because that's the thing, with being in Cyberpunk, I get to live in that world. I get to be one of those people with cybernetics, but I don't have to be that guy that's running around like fighting and doing. I get to be just a regular dude with cybernetics, man. That'd be awesome. Plus, don't forget. I'm not sure about cybernetics, but in that world, right, where like you've got like hover cars and stuff like that.
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah.
Holograms. I can watch Tupac videos anytime I want to. It'd be amazing. So, like, what else do you... I know there's a lot of games that take place, like, kind of in a futuristic setting.
Yeah.
Nothing that takes place, like Assassin's Creed, I wouldn't want to be there. I don't have any interest in being in the Renaissance. Powder wigs are not for me.
What about, like, Final Fantasy? Would you want to live in that world? Because that's kind of futuristic.
So I do like the concept of Final Fantasy because an everyday average person could have some like strong potential to be like a great fighter or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't have to be a part of like Cloud's whole dealy whatever. I'm just a regular guy that just hey, I could have some really good skills that you could use and could kick ass for the Lord or whatever. So I do like that idea.
Okay. I could probably see. I think I'd probably do. This is gonna make me sound like such a fucking weeb. I would probably do better in the world of Kingdom Hearts than I would in the world of Final Fantasy.
Well, you want that what's that hammer space?
Yeah.
So that would fit perfectly for you.
Yeah, I want to be in a world dictated by cartoon logic. So yeah.
I kind of think Leisure Suit Larry, but I'm like no.
Well, I don't know because he bangs like one successful. He has like one successful lay per game.
I mean, I already live in a world full of teasers things I can't have. I don't need to cross over to another one with like poorly rendered graphics.
Yeah, plus like all the male characters in Leisure Suit Larry, like the really like handsome buff dudes are all gay, and all the straight dudes are just like dumpy losers like Larry.
Yeah.
So it's like if you want to be like remotely attractive, then there you go. I don't know. Love for Sale was a really fun game.
Don't know that one.
That's the one where he's on the cruise boat. Because like games like 4, 5, and 6 all tie into each other like as direct sequels. I think, if I'm remembering right.
Dude, I don't know anything about like any.
You see, now you're making me look like a pervert. So, thanks a lot.
The mirror doesn't lie.
I don't know, I could see living in the world of like some Japanese dating sims.
I would not want to live in the world of Doom.
God, no. Would you want to live in the world of Duke Nukem?
No. I mean, it may seem kind of like, oh, that'd be kind of fun, but then really, no. Because you still got to worry about the whole like, oh, they're aliens, and
Yeah.
and if, and everything hinges on one guy, and if he screws up, then it's all over.
I would not want to live in the world of any of the classic arcade games.
Plus, like in a Duke Nukem world, it's like the douchebag guy that already thinks he's cool, is the one that that everyone likes. It's like I say one-liners and do stupid stuff and shoot people. It's like, and everyone's like, he's the best. Okay, great. Mr. 6th grade education. That's wonderful.
I'm really cool.
Gotta make it a swole on.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to live in a classic arcade game world because that's basically purgatory. You wind up doing the same shit over and over and over until you die.
Yeah.
So that's a definite no.
What about the world of columns?
Columns. Is columns like Tetris?
Yes.
I would not want to live in a puzzle world.
What about Super Puzzle Fighter?
That would be fun because like I have a penchant for puzzle games. So like if how well I do at the puzzle dictates how well I would do as a fighter, yeah, I can see that. Plus I'd get to bang a chibi version of Chun-Li, so
wow.
Yeah, that came out sounding really wrong. Note to future Acomi, edit that out.
So yeah, I can't. It's really hard because they sound really good as long as I'm like one of like the heroes of the game. But if I'm not, then it's like there's no benefit to me being in that world as opposed to the world I'm already in.
Yeah.
What am I gaining here? Not much.
Yeah, and
I'm constantly living in fear that Duke Nukem doesn't screw up.
Yeah, like I wouldn't want to just be a normal person in too many of these worlds. Outside of, like I said, something like Harvest Moon. That's just a nice, peaceful world to live in.
Okay, so I'll say this: if I could like Chronicles of Narnia that, where like I don't have to live there, but I can actually visit that world in real life, like whenever I want.
Yeah, but then all the stakes are gone, dude.
Well, I mean, I still have to live. So if I die, I'm gonna die. But I can visit that world, and just I could either play it safe or be like, hey, I'm gonna go venturing out here and outside the Commonwealth and see. Nope. That bug is just as scary. It's even scarier in real life than it was. I'm on my way home.
No, let's check out this world of Dark Souls. That couldn't possibly go badly.
No, not at all. Blasphemous. Let's play that.
Let's see. I could see living in the world of Nights.
Nights?
Yeah,
Oh,
Nights into Dreams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a really beautiful place.
You know what? I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna say the Marvel vs. Capcom world.
Yeah.
Just because, even though I'm not there, the idea that I live in a world where there's heroes like that. There's an Iron Man, a Cable, a Cyclops. Even though you gotta get the bad stuff with it, super villains and evil people that want to merge universes and destroy things. Yeah, but I still get to live in a world where these fantastic, wondrous things exist.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I could do that. That would still take us. That would be second underneath Cyberpunk 2020.
Right.
But yeah, I think I'd be cool with that.
So this might be a little bit of a weird answer, and I don't think a lot of people would agree with this. I would like to live in the Neverhood.
The Neverhood?
Yeah. That Doug TenNapel game, the point and click that I did when I was way in the early days of the channel.
Is that the one with the weird looking?
Yeah, Clayman.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really neat looking place.
What about the one that you played with the darkness and you had to go through and I don't think you ever beat that one.
With the darkness.
Yeah, we had the flashlight and then.
Oh yeah, I beat that. Shit, what was that called? Cause you're talking about the one where you answer the phone and the voice is wake up, you need to wake up. Oh shit, what was that? Because there were 3 of them. I did play the third one, it just had a really bad ending. Because it ended with a jump scare. I would not want to live in that world. Wouldn't want to live in Pony Island.
Daddy, I do not want a boat like this.
I would be okay living in the world of Sonic, and possibly Mario. I could see Mario as being pretty okay. But that's also because, yes, there's stuff that can kill you, but also you can kill pretty much anything by jumping on it. Yeah. And getting power-ups would be a lot of fun.
Is ever just randomly you walking outside and you just get a huge drive-by from a bullet bill? What?
Yeah, but you have that warning of kapoo. And then it's oh, here it comes.
Except for it could kapoo a mile away and that bullet is still traveling through the air unless somebody jumps on it exactly right. Then you got that huge one,
Oh yeah, Bonsai Bill.
And then it's hey, you gotta go cut the grass, and then there's all those the plants.
Oh yeah, the piranhas.
Yeah.
But
man.
There's a couple of trade-offs here. First of all, you could get a Yoshi. You could ride around on Yoshi. That'd be fun.
Oh, that's true.
But the big thing that would make me want to live in the world of Mario is Princess Peach. I've totally got the hots for Peach. So I would definitely go for that.
Alright. Yeah, to me, the world of Mario looks like it was fun when you're running around and throwing fireballs and stuff and putting on your furry suit. But when I'm just going to go to the grocery store, and I got these damn bullies there throwing hammers back and forth. They just where you going, kid? I just want to go and just get some Pepsi. Oh yeah, take these hammers instead.
Yeah, but that's why you keep your trusty fire flower in your back pocket and you fry their asses.
Yeah, it'd be like Step Brothers, maybe next time you take the long way around. Yeah, I'll take the long way around. But if you're not doing, what do you do in your downtime?
That's a good question. I guess you go collect coins.
See,
you know what? Close trade-off. I could see maybe bypassing the world of Mario, even though that would mean not having a chance with Peach. If I could live in the world of Wario, because the WarioWare games are pretty different from the Mario games, so I would constitute that as a different video game world.
Okay, so Wario and not Mario.
Yeah, if I were given the choice of one of those two, I would probably lean more towards Wario.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. I like mushrooms, but I just not. I just that whole world. Plus, like sometimes you got to go somewhere like, hey, Mario, my parents aren't home. Come on over. And it's like, okay, and like, oh, well, I got to jump across these shaky ass bridges that might fall. And it's like, oh, with this big huge like toadstool looking platform thing, I got to like climb up there. And oh,
You just go down the right pipe and get there quicker.
and then there's these things just walking back and forth and trying to stop me, and like bad turtles, and jeez, but it's like, you know what, I'm just gonna stay home. Like, how come you don't ever come over to my house? You can float over shit.
Crash Bandicoot. Would you ever want to live in the world of Crash Bandicoot?
I don't know Crash that much.
I don't think I would want to live there.
What about Banjo-Kazooie?
It seems like a lot of the characters do okay there, but like Banjo and Kazooie, like they thrive in that world and they're good heroes because they're really powerful characters. So I don't think I do too well living in that world.
Oh, I know the world I want to live in.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
No.
You want to meet the great mighty Pooh?
No. Conker's Bad Fur Day is just basically Duke Nukem and Furry. No, Tapper.
Oh, Tapper.
Just sit at the bar and get drunk all day. They come in like, Turk! What's going on, Sammy? Yeah, just sit there and just gulp, 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 gulp.
Yeah, unless you have like a bad tapper that day.
Hey, I'm not paying for those drinks that he drops to the ground. That's your fault. Come on. I pay for the ones that actually go in my belly. That's it.
Yeah, tapper. As long as you don't have to be the tapper, it wouldn't be awful.
And then when I drink too much, and someone's like, I think you need to go to AA. I'll just go to like the PG tapper, which is root beer instead of beer, and I just live there for a while, and I think get myself all clean and sober, and then I come back to the real tapper.
What about burger time?
Yeah, I know. See, I don't really understand in burger time how you're making a burger. Like, okay, so you're making a burger, and like all of a sudden, like a giant shrimp bacon comes at you.
Yeah.
No, that's your dumb ass. giant sausage, a piece of bacon, and breakfast. I mean, like an egg. Like shit. Yeah. I'm gonna start making this burger, and I'm gonna eat some breakfast now. Make this burger for lunch.
Plus, just imagine like getting served a burger that's the size of a Buick.
Oh my goodness, I'd be eating on that thing for days.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't be an awful world to live in if you weren't the protagonist.
Yeah. So, like salt and pepper. I mean, like I gotta season you up anyway. So, come on and get it.
Huh. Yeah, I can't think of too many other video game worlds I would actually want to live in.
Because I mean, they like I said, as long as you're the hero and you're not screwing up.
Yeah.
All those worlds sound great. Yeah. To an extent.
To an extent, yeah.
And it's like, hey, let's go to the movie.
Oh, there you go. That would be one I would want to live in. Would be the world of Beautiful Joe.
I almost mentioned that.
I love the aesthetic. It seems like, unless you actually go into the cinematic world, that it's actually a pretty cool place to live. Just go watch Sentai shows all the time. Yeah, I'd be into Beautiful Joe. That'd be fun.
What was that Sonic game you played? Sonic Dreams?
Oh, Sonic Dreams Collection?
Yeah.
Yeah. You would want to live there?
No, I'm asking you if you'd want to live there.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Wow.
What, living in a world where Sonic vores tails and you get to tickle his big blue feet? Of course.
Okay, what about
I like how you're changing the subject as quickly as possible.
the world of Rocky for PS2?
Yeah, man, that would be awesome.
We're just randomly walking down the street, there's a guy with like just eyeballs in the back of his head.
Yeah, you're just walking along, you like fall through the ground, and you fall into eternity.
No.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'd actually want to live there, but you could play as like Bronze Rocky and Mick, and like they're actually badasses then. So
yeah, Mick kicked ass.
Oh man, he was vicious.
I can't believe you beat my ass with Mick. I mean,
because Mick was the only character with higher stats than Bronze Rocky for some reason. Let's see, what else? Maybe some RPGs. Would you want to live in the world of Dragon Quest? Probably not, because you don't like Akira Toriyama.
Yeah, probably not Dragon Quest.
I would want to live in the world of Dragon Quest.
Oh, I know which world I definitely would not want to live in. Right? I would pick like a Fallout or Days Gone or Resident Evil or any of those over this one.
Okay.
Ghosts and Goblins.
Oh, God. Ghosts and Goblins. Yeah, that's brutal. I would not want to live there.
No.
Would you ever want to live in the world of Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like eating some damn adult showbiz pizza at Chuck E. Cheese. Yes, I don't care about that place. Again, there's a lot of things that can be solved with fire.
It is in the world of Five Nights at Freddy's.
So
There's like 3 different occasions where the pizzeria gets burned down.
Yeah.
Minecraft. Would you ever want to live in Minecraft?
Now I can't even watch people play Minecraft without getting like seasick.
Okay, guys, what's up? Welcome to part 243 of my Minecraft playthrough.
Like you gotta keep digging in this thing here, and then like you're gonna find this rock, and then you're gonna get a couple of those. You're gonna get some crystal gems there, and you're gonna form those as an ultimate sword, and then you're gonna use that to cut through this rock right here, and then see this big castle. Wait, what are you doing? Stop! You destroyed my castle! Stop destroying my daddy! Destroyed my castle! Like, no. I would spend all of my time just building a little hut that I could like sleep in, because whenever I build something really nice, someone comes around and screws it up just because, you know.
Oh, I wouldn't want to live in like the online version of Minecraft. I don't think I'd want to live in Minecraft actually, just because there's a lot of ways to die. Endermen are like really, really vicious.
And something about like, you know, just not having a peripheral vision.
Yeah. I'll tell you, the world of my favorite video game I would not want to live in, which would be Angband. Would not want to live there.
I can see that.
Not at all. And here's the big reason why, is that even if I could actually be a player character and have those incredible stats and stuff, playing the game, I've never been able to beat it. I've never gotten past floor 55. And there's 100 floors. So, like, I've never gotten past the mid-game point. It's that easy to die. The game is so friggin' hard.
Nope.
So it's like, yeah, I mean, you could be sitting pretty and it's like, oh yeah, baby, I got plus 10 boots of speed. I have a legendary dagger that does like 300 damages per strike. I'm drinking all these potions of augmentation and have like all my stats maxed out. And then it's like, oh yeah, sorry, you gotta fight Cavalax the many-headed now. You're one-shot killed. Great, there you go.
Nope.
And it's permadeath, so it's not like you can even do the respawn thing.
Yeah, not interested.
Yeah, definitely not.
I do like the idea of living in a world where like the idea of getting extra men.
Yeah.
And, you know, and like, oh, you know, I fell off a building and I'm still partially alive. All I got to do is, you know, like, oh, hey, there's a plant over there in the ground. I'll eat that. And, hey, now I feel better. You know, that broken leg syndrome, Morty. And, yeah, so that I kind of like.
Yeah, I can see that.
I would not want to live in the world of Grand Theft Auto, where there's no like 5-day waiting period for handguns. No, yeah. not interested in that. Yeah. Where it's so easy to get away from the cops, you just run around the corner a couple times and they lose sight of you.
Right.
There's no wanted posters, you know. It's like,
yeah,
man. No, he's gone. Well, you know, tell me he's gone. Well, what do you like? He's gone. All right, he's gone.
He doesn't exist. He's dead to us. But then you also have the whole hot coffee thing, so wouldn't be a trade-off. No. It's like way too easy to die in that world.
Yeah. You'd just be walking down the street not doing anything, and next you know, someone just beats you, like clubs you. And they don't even take you money. They're just like, hey, this is fun. Like, nope.
Other games. I feel like I've been out of gaming for too long now to really like remember too much.
I'm trying to think of some games that are just like nice, fun, like they're exciting, but they're nice, fun games where, you know, it's like, oh, okay, this is good.
So that's your problem, is you want excitement. I just want peace. I don't mind living in a world where like my biggest worry is selling some cabbages so I can like survive for the next season.
My cabbages! I want somewhere if I want a little bit of excitement, I can get it. And that's the thing. If I want a little bit of excitement, I can get it.
What about the world of Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine?
Nope. Nothing Sonic.
Yeah, but that's not the Sega Sonic world. That's the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog animated series world.
No. Still nothing Sonic. Nothing Sonic. It'd be too hard to live in a world like that where, you know, you've got some... like in Pokemon, at least Pokemon explains, like, you know, they're animals or creatures, just not like the kind you know. But then we don't have like dogs and cats and stuff like that, or any snakes. You know, Ekans is your snake.
Did you know that people used to marry Pokemon back in ancient times?
What?
Yeah. I think that was Pokemon Black and White, maybe. It was either Pokemon Black and White or Pokemon Y. That there was this entire story arc of people marrying Pokemon.
To each other? Or them?
No, just like a human would marry a Pokemon.
Well, I already think that Ash's mom is screwing around with Mr. Mime.
No, Ash's mom is screwing around with Professor Oak.
Well, I think it's both of them. she's like, Mimey and I've been having so much fun. He looks at me, he's like, Mr. Mime.
Like, walks by in the background with a towel wrapped around him and a cigarette.
He's like, oh, I see what's going on here. So sorry to interrupt. Yeah, actually, I wouldn't mind living in the world of Pokemon.
Oh,
I know you don't like it, but I think it'd be fun.
Dude, just imagine you, like, are walking by a body of water and a fucking Gyarados pops out.
Well, but...
You'd be like John C. Reilly's character in King Kong's Skull Island at the end of it.
Y'all shouldn't have come here.
It's like, yeah, man, I can't tell if you're talking or if I'm talking. Don't lean against a tree. You gotta watch out for ants. You hear that? That's one now. Sounds like a bird, but it's a fucking ant.
But the thing with that is, like, you don't really find Pokemon in the cities. They're only out in, like, in the forest and stuff. So, and then caves. And then you know that you're going to expect something.
Yeah, but that's the only way to get from place to place.
But you have your Pokemon that you use to fight with and protect you and all that kind of stuff, so you're good there.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, for me, I'm kind of colored by, like, having read the Pokemon manga when I was a kid. And, like, they make it clear in the manga that it's like, if something gets you before you can reach your Pokeball, then you're fucked. And if something damages your Pokeball so that you can't release your Pokemon, then you're fucked. And, like, that's a big thing. Like, there was actually high stakes in the battles in the world of the comics.
But most of Pokemon are peaceful, though. Unless you do something to screw with them.
Yeah, or unless you happen to piss off Team Rocket, because they were actually formidable in the comics. Like, in the anime, you've got, like, Jesse and James, and they're all, like, these bumbling incompetents, and really the only threat was, like, Giovanni himself. In the comics, it was like they were all just, like, bastards, and, like, I remember one sequence where a Scyther just stabbed somebody, and just, like, it was actually, like, gruesome and bloody, and, like, wow, I was not expecting that in a Pokemon comic.
I don't think you actually read the true Pokemon comics. I think you read some fan-made
comics. No, this was Pokemon Adventures, and the guy who made the game said that this was how he viewed the world of the games. This was, like, the closest adaptation.
I'd still take the Pokemon world would be fine with me.
Okay. Your funeral, dude. You want to live in a world with, like, 2-foot-tall rats and...
Again, they're not in the city.
Maybe not in the games themselves, but I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. As a kid, I would have given anything to live in the world of Pokemon, but not anymore.
Alright. You talk about peace and, like, hey, this is a great world, you know.
God, it's not peaceful.
It's peaceful when you live in the city.
No, because then you have to deal with, like, Team Aqua and Team Magma coming and they're like, we're gonna destroy the world, and, like, that's what happens when you're in the city. Nah, I've played too many of the games, dude.
No good. I've played too many of the games.
Because, like, it's like, yeah, I never have to leave my city. I have everything I need right here. It's like you're in a nice big city that has, like, one of the big department stores, so you can just buy everything you need. And it's like, yeah, this is nice. And then a fucking legendary appears over the city. It's like, oh yeah, it's up to this 10-year-old kid who happens to have all 8 badges. Good luck.
It's not his fault that you're a shitty, like, Pokemon trainer.
I happen to be a pretty decent Pokemon trainer, thank you very much.
All your Pokemon keep blowing snot bubbles at you whenever you try to tell them something. It's like, go! Tail slash!
Yeah, man, no, I'm a power gamer. I get missing no.
Oh, okay, there you go. That's it. And then you just beef him up with some steroids?
Well, you don't have to beef up Missing No. He's just a beast from the beginning.
Well, see, I always use Missing No to
glitch out your rare candies and your Master Balls?
Yep.
Yeah, I could do that too.
And duplicate, like, you know, the irons and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, here's my Ivan Drago Blastoise. I must protect you.
I use that same glitch to catch, like, a level 143 Snorlax and just do all that stuff.
So see, it's not as bad as you think it is.
Yeah, because you still have like 20-foot tall dragons that are gonna just blast you.
I think I do okay.
Okay.
Well, hold on.
This from a guy who doesn't want to live in the world of Sonic.
No, I don't like Sonic, dude. I don't like that. Like, hey, let's go take a walk through like the woods. Okay. Oh, there's spikes just popping out of the ground. What? Who put this big, like, springy stop here that's gonna knock me like 20 feet back? But it's this tree. Where are these robot, like, bunnies coming from? Like, what is this? I don't understand this. I'm gonna go back to the city. Oh no, that's not safe either.
Yeah, man, but like the whole thing with like Sonic is that even the comparatively slow characters are still fast enough to run through those loop-de-loops and Mobius strips and stuff.
Okay, how about this? TMNT game.
Ooh. Are we talking like the one that's based off of the 80s cartoon?
Yes.
Well, then you live in a world with retro mutagen.
I'm okay with that. The turtles are there to stop it.
Yeah, but if you just happen to like... See, I'm viewing this world as the same as like those horrible Archie comics that took place in the same world. So it's like you could just happen to stumble across mutagen, and it's like, oh, you just happen to be unlucky enough to have touched a French poodle before you touched the mutagen, and now you're just fused to those cells.
Well, I guess something. I'm thinking the 4-player arcade one.
Yeah. That's all the same world as like the Archie comics and all that.
That wouldn't be so bad.
Oh, dude, but if you touch a stupid animal before you touch the mutagen, you're just fucked.
You just don't live in the city, man.
Oh man. Yeah, but then it's boring. Then you're just living on like Casey's grandma's farmhouse.
I get to hear the story, still get to meet the turtles. Really, that's all I want. I just want to meet the turtles. I get to meet the turtles. That's awesome.
I don't know, man.
You're like, Raph, you should be leader, man. You should. Yeah, Leo, he's a chump, man. Like, he's always bossing you around. Do you like being bossed around?
Oh, but this is the 80s turtles, though. It's not the Mirage turtles, so Raphael's just a wiseacre. You're like, yeah, but look at me spin this pizza around on my side.
Oh, yeah.
You still want to live in this world?
Well, it'd be okay. I'd visit it.
Oh, look out for Bebop and Rocksteady.
What are you guys doing here? We were just about to go swimming with Jason.
Right, the Documenter.
He don't swim good.
So I think it's really hard to just think about what game would I want to live in, what game like world would I want to live in. Because so many of them are based on reality.
Yeah.
But just slightly tweaked. But again, if you're not like the main character, you're just like, oh hey, my life is no different. Except now in the news, I'm hearing about this stuff going on.
Yeah.
And we didn't even talk about any like really space-based games either.
Oh well, I wouldn't want to live in any of those.
Like Gradius or whatever.
Oh God, no.
It's like, man, why are they always recruiting for pilots? And it's like, well, haven't you heard? And it's like most of them die as soon as they like show up at the mission.
They call it bullet hell up there. The closest thing I would want to live in a space age world would be Star Fox, possibly, but I wouldn't want to live in that world because, like, just the entire solar system is just torn apart by war at all times.
Plus, you come back home and you're just walking on the street, everyone's like, do a barrel roll. Like, oh my God, it
takes a long drag off of a cigarette. They told me it'd be like this when I got back. Told her not to broadcast everything Peppy says.
Yeah, it's like I'm sure they just know where that Brian O'Halloran goes, where people are like, oh, I'm surprised to see you. I didn't think you were supposed to be here today. Like, oh yeah, thanks. Okay, this is why I shop on Amazon.
God, yeah, no, I wouldn't want to live in the world of Star Fox. Okay, this is going to be a weird one, but I would totally live in this world. And it was a downloadable game on the 3DS for Nintendo. I would want to live in the world of...
Ninja Gaiden.
No, God, no.
So I was trying to get that last thing of like when you say make a wish, is it would just like fish for you?
No, Rusty Slugger's Real Deal Baseball. And it's all about this little dog named Rusty Slugger who sells you baseball video games. And you're talking about like visiting these worlds. You get transported into the world of the baseball game. So like your character just lives in this nice little peaceful world, but then you buy the baseball game and you transport into the baseball game and play it in real life. So it's like following that logic. There's bound to be other video games that you could enter into besides baseball. But then once you're out, no harm, no foul. It's just harmless virtual reality.
I like baseball. Sorry.
Throws baseball, clocks him with Thurman right in the forehead. I wasn't expecting you to throw it! I thought we were having a conversation!
I was going to talk about my favorite batters. Is this a Jose Canseco store? Tell me you pay money for this.
Like, oh yeah, I'm really a fan of the Giants. Oh, my face! Why, Hanzo? Why?
That's what pretending you didn't know Japanese. You make me look like a fool.
I made you my special gaijin sushi, but you're not gaijin.
Yeah, I wasn't going to make you pay for sake. Now you pay for sake. Okay, I got one for you.
All right.
This last one I'm going to put out there. Ninja Baseball Batman.
Absolutely, I would live in that world. Because they don't show any normal humans in that world. So that means there's a pretty good chance that I would just wind up being an awesome Ninja Baseball robot. So yeah, I would totally go for that. Yeah, I'd be into it.
That was my last one. I was just throwing that out there.
F-Zero? Do you want to live in the world of F-Zero?
No.
I wouldn't think so either. Because, like, when they're not racing, they're all like these intergalactic bounty hunters.
Nah, I don't think I'd like that one. There was a game on the PS2 that I liked. It was hard for me to play because it was so frenetic, and sometimes it was hard to see what was going on. The graphics, in my opinion, they weren't as clear as they needed to be.
Yeah.
There was a game called Kinetica, and basically you were this. I don't think you were a robot. I think you were just in a suit. You might have been a cyborg, but it was a racing game where you were the vehicle and you had wheels on your hands and feet.
Yeah.
Like Return to Oz. And you raced at hyper speeds and you did tricks and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
You were racing all of you go along the sides of buildings and all that kind of stuff. It was really kind of cool.
Yeah.
But for me, like the settings were so some of them were really kind of dark, and the graphics weren't as crisp as I think they needed to be in order for you to really be able to differentiate when you're like making a jump and that kind of stuff. But the character designs were really cool.
Yeah. I'll tell you, one I would want to live in would be Zenith. That which I never published that episode. My editing computer died before I got to edit that. That was one of the last things I did solo. It's a video game made by the same people who did Sonic Dreams Collection and Bubsy Visits the James Turrell retrospective.
Uh-huh.
So it's the Arcane kids. They make good games. I like them a lot. And they made Zenith, which is like this skateboarding graffiti game. So like it's kind of like Jet Grind Radio.
Yeah, I think it's Jet Set.
So it's pretty similar to that, but you just like you skate around and like you're skating on like these neon beams of light and you do tricks. And the cool thing is that it's Zenith, so your character is publishing a zine in the meantime. So as you do tricks, you're like funding your zine and you collect pages and stuff to print. So it's really cool. I would absolutely live in that world.
That's cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that game. I've downloaded it again. I need to start playing it again.
So one I wouldn't want to live in, and this will actually be my final thoughts, EDF.
Oh, God. No. Oh, but speaking of EDF, you know what I learned?
What?
Some of the Oni Plays guys were voice actors for EDF.
Really?
Yeah, so like Joshua Tomar, he's not a regular on there, but he's a semi-frequent guest on there. He did voice work for EDF. And he talked about how it seemed like it would be a really fun voice acting job, but it was actually really boring because all you're doing is just screaming the whole time. Like, oh God, the aliens are advancing!
What are you going to do when you get back? I don't know if this war's going to ever end.
Yeah, I would not want to live there. Okay, let's see if I can think of one more really good one that I would actually want to live in. Damn, I probably can't. Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight?
Yeah, I think Shovel Knight would be a fun world to live in. And it's high stakes, and I would probably die, but, like, all the characters in there have some sort of power. There's not, like, normal people in that world. So, I think it'd be interesting to see, like, what hand fate would deal me in that situation.
Okay.
So, yeah, that would be my final answer. I could see doing Shovel Knight. So yeah, so it's been about an hour, so yeah, this is probably a good time to call it a wrap. This was very unstructured, but I'm okay with that. I had a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, it was interesting. I wish I could have thought of more interesting, like, game worlds.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, everything I kept thinking of was like a horrible world. Like, I don't want to live there. 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 I don't want to live in the world of Castlevania. I don't want to live in the world of Metroid. I don't want to live, in this place.
Well-
Games I enjoy playing, but I'm like, no.
Yeah, you've also played very different games than I have too, because I've just done some of those like really easy life sims that I would really enjoy. And I've never played a dating sim outside of Doki Doki Literature Club, but
I'm sure it probably wouldn't be any different than my real life.
now, if I could be the protagonist in a dating sim, that would be great, because it's like I have 5 hot chicks just throwing themselves at me.
Maybe in the world of Mahjong, that might be nice. In the world of Mahjong.
Can we make a dating sim and call it the World of Mahjong? Oh, hey there, Kanishi. I hear you're a Mahjong player. You want to show me your special Mahjong techniques?
Make it like Pokemon. They're like, why do the tiles have to be square? How come they can't be like round? They say you're in a Mahjong game. It's like, all right, we're good.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. Be sure to check out some of our other stuff, and if you want to hear us explore more fictional worlds from like other things besides video games, let us know, because we've kind of talked about that.
Yeah,
So,
we never did get into the other part, like just other like the dystopian worlds.
yeah. So I think we could actually make like separate episodes of a lot of things like that. So yeah. We will catch you guys later.
Zang, yo.
Did you hear what happened after the
All right there, folks. That was Our Moms Think We're Funny. Let's give them a hand.